Hey everyone, it's Patty from Art Out of Anything, and today I read a story called Olivia and the Lost Toy. And in this story, Olivia, our favorite little pig, loses her toy, and she ends up finding it in a very, very distressing condition. But what does she do? She doesn't ask for a new toy, and she doesn't get upset about, well, she does get upset, but she does something about it. And what we're going to do today is we're going to make our own toy. We're going to make our own stuffie. I know, he's a little strange, right? But I love him. I made this stuffie out of the bottom half of an old dress, a scarf. This was a vest that my daughter didn't want anymore. It's nice and fuzzy. A button. Oops, where's the button? That button. And the inside is stuffed with something not so surprising, but really, really helpful. He's very soft. And the best part about it is that I found out by mistake, actually, that he can stand up all by himself, which is super cool. So we're going to learn how to make our own stuffie today. And the thing I love best about making this is that we're using all recycled materials. So you can use old clothes, old scarves, even straps from underwear or hoodies or sweatpants, the strings that come inside them, all the pieces that are hanging off of them, those things you can use too. So as you can see, I have a lot of stuff that I save to do these things. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a scarf. This is one of my old favorite black and white scarves. It's seen better days, but it still works. This is a nice red scarf, very soft. And I'm going to use some hot glue, and you can use a needle and thread too if you like, but I found that hot glue works really easily, and it, especially with fabric, it adheres really well and lasts a really long time, and you don't have to go crazy if you can't sew, which is really cool. So so it's very simple. The reason why I pick a scarf is because half the work is already done for me. As you can see, I actually cut the scarf in half. It's much, much longer. So I cut it in half, and when I cut it in half, hello, it's already got one open end and one sewn end. So that's a lot of, less work for me. And I can turn it inside out if I like, which is much brighter actually, but it's not quite as soft. So I'm going to leave it with the fuzzy side on the outside. I think I like that better. So now that this one's going to be really, really easy, because now that we've got our open end here, all we have to do is stuff it. And what do you think I stuffed my stuffies with? Well, as a matter of fact, I stuff it with old clothes. So here's another piece of that dress that I was talking about, and I'm just going to stick that in there. And it's really, really a great idea to use. And here's another shirt that nobody's wearing anymore. It was in the pile to be donated, but we're going to reuse it. Here's some old red velvet that I kind of had. It's very thin, and I don't really think I'm going to be using it for anything else, so I'm just going to stuff that in there too. The best thing to stuff stuffies with actually is sweaters, because sweaters are nice and soft. And they're bulky, so they take up a lot of space inside, and they can stuff it really well. This is also a great way to prevent, filling up more landfills and adding to our waste challenges in the world. So reusing fabric and clothing and all of that is a really great way to do that. So now this one I've kind of stuffed about halfway, and I'm going to leave it because this is a short video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the extra. And this is great too, because it has stripes. I can just follow along the line if I'm really, really, want to be a little more attention to detail, so it's a nice straight line. But honestly, what I love best about doing this is just how they come out however they want, because then they'll have their own personality. So now I'm going to move this out of the way. Now I'm going to tilt down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I haven't decided, this isn't, I don't really have an idea for this. I'm not thinking, oh, it's going to be a cat, or it's going to be a dog, or it's going to be something. It's just, I just start out with the idea of stuffing a shape and then see where it takes me, which is also fun because you can make up your own story about it. You can decorate it however you like, and you can keep adding to it too. So as you can see, I use the hot glue just to make a seam down here to close it up, and then just to make it a little more, you know, finished, I'm going to go over it again and close that part up, just so I have kind of a bottom, because I kind of like the way these things are standing up on their own. I don't know if this one will, but we'll see. Okay, there we go. And we're going to close that up. There we go. And now if you like, you can always cut off the extra that you have. If you have any extra fabric here, see, like this, or you can glue that down. Like I said, my favorite thing about these is that they're not perfect, and they are something that you can make, kind of like the little spoon in Toy Story 4, right? Oh, here we go. Hello. This one stands up nice too. Look at that. It kind of looks like a deflated snowman, or like a little squishy inchworm. I kind of like him like that. That's cute. All right, so he's kind of cute. I like him already, but he has no details. And one thing I love adding is hair. So how did I use the red scarf in my other one? I actually used it as a little scarf for my little, it kind of looks like a cat, right? For my little monster. I used it as a scarf. Well, this one, I'm going to use my red scarf as hair. And this is, I love cutting hair with fringes. And this scarf is actually, oh gosh, now the word has escaped me, but it's fleece, which is great because it cuts so easily and so well. So fleece is great. And if you don't have any fleece at home and you really want to use fleece, you can always you know, stop by Joann's. They do curbside pickup now. You can order online, and you can get some really inexpensive fleece yardage and do that. Maybe next time I'll even show you how to make a hat. I love making fleece hats. I've made tons of them for my grandson and for my kids and even for myself. So here's his hair, her hair, his hair, whatever you like. And it's not going to stand up because it's fleece and it's very loose, but I kind of like it because it adds a punch of color, and it's very soft, so you can hold it and squeeze it, and it feels good. So now what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to actually give him a little, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll glue these two together so the hair stands up a little bit more. Sometimes what I do also is, if I have, I might cut the center of it so I have two pieces, and then I tie them together, and then I cut fringes in the top, and that makes it really stand up. So that's also another way of doing it, but you can also just do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring these two ends together in the back. I'm going to hot glue them. Bam! There we go. And there he is, and there's his little hair. Right? Actually, I kind of liked it flat, but we'll try it this way. So here he is. So we've got the hair, and we have the little body. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, which is kind of cool because that's one of my favorites. And I love Tim Burton. So, all right, let me see. See, that one came off. So we're going to squeeze that on again. There we go. Maybe he doesn't want to be that way. How about we leave it open? I think he wants his hair to just be open like this, because it's not sticking, so it's telling me something. There we go. His hair hangs on down the back, just like that. And now if you wanted to add eyes or a nose or a mouth, you could certainly do that with buttons, or you could even cut out other pieces of fabric and glue or sew them on to make details, or you can just leave them just like this, because it makes a really nice pillow that you can hold and you can carry around. Now, I showed you some of those straps from, like, these are actually bathing suit straps from bathing suits that my daughter no longer wears. And we can add, these are really cool. Look how cool these are with these polka dots. Let me see, I think I'm gonna try something. And when I say try, I mean try, because I've not done this before, and probably not a good idea to do it for the first time here, but what the heck. We'll try it just to show you that sometimes, you know, trying new things and experimenting might end up with something you like. So let me just put him aside for a second. I'm going to bring this down. And what I'm doing is I'm just hot gluing this into a spiral. I'm lucky because I have a nice long piece of this polka dot. Ouch! Black and white. Be careful with the hot glue. Black and white polka dot strap here, so I have quite a bit. And you can also sew it. This is a great way to teach your kids how to sew, boys and girls, because it's really simple, you know, line sewing that you can get done pretty quickly just to keep it together. I'm going to cut it because, I mean, if I had more time I would just do a longer one, but like I said, I'm trying this out for the first time. I'm sure there's a much better way of doing it, but I have an idea and I want to see if it works. Okay, so now I'm going to use this because the glue is still hot. Okay, ow, yes it is. Alright, so now I kind of have like sort of a little spiral. It's not perfect, which is okay. And now I'm going to add it to my little guy right here. And I'm going to hot glue it right here. I'm going to make it one of his eyes. I'm just going to put some glue right there. And I'm just going to stick it right on. Oh! There we go. There he is. And there's one eye. Whoops. And there's one eye right there. Okay. And then I can make another one, and the other one I can make much bigger to make it a little more interesting. And then I can even put some around the top of his head, or I can use it to make a nice little collar around his neck, or whatever I like. But the idea is just that you are going to create your own stuffie that you are going to love and be able to hold on to, and you can use things that you already have at home and things that you don't need to waste or throw away. So we're repurposing, we're recycling, we're using our imagination, and we're creating something that will give us a little comfort whenever we need it. And it's not just for kids. So how about some grown-up stuffies? I'd love to see those. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back with more videos from Art Out of Anything and at Sea of Visibility as well. And don't forget, we also have a YouTube channel now, Art Out of Anything. If you guys would subscribe to that, that would be so great, because then you'd be able to see all the new videos that come out. Thank you so much. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep creating.